So what's going on, man? We're back. Episode 2 of Nothing to Something. Week 1. Yeah, we'll call this week 1 because we're going to recap our first week. And yeah, man. So for our calls, we called for 5 days, which I'm pretty proud of, especially for the first week. I was not expecting to make calls 5 days. I made roughly 800 calls, and that was contacting 500 different people. So 500 contacts, it's okay. We got in touch with about 10% of them, so I got about 50 answers, which again, is okay. It's not really great, especially with the amount of calls I made. And the total dial time, the total amount of time I was on the phone was about 10 hours. And out of that, I don't want to say no leads, because there were some people who said I could follow up, and there were some people who said they had interest in selling their home, just not really in the near future. So let's say we got, 2 to 5 real leads. I also held an open house, and surprisingly, I never get traffic at open houses, but this open house, bro, I had like 20 people come. So that was awesome. Again, probably got maybe 1 or 2 leads of people who, would seriously consider working with me. But again, that's better than what we've been doing in the past. So that was week 1 in a nutshell. I also joined a new real estate team. Well, the team I started out on, where I've sold, several homes through them. And yeah, the reason for that is because 1, they provide leads. 2, they've been awesome and provided support, even, when I left. So I think it's going to be an environment that helps me grow, especially with my new perspective on real estate. And if y'all want to know more about that or hear more about that, I don't mind making a video, but I'm trying to keep the videos that nobody asked for to a minimum until I have all the results and stuff to come with it. So that's pretty much been my week in a nutshell. In terms of the goals for this week, I would like to double my prospecting time. Although that 8 hours or, that 9 hours was pretty tough. I know I said around 10 hours, but it was like 8 hours and 50 minutes, something like that. Although that 9 hours was pretty tough, it's really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, some people probably prospect, double, triple, quadruple that weekly. So I do want to get my numbers up and be a bit more consistent in terms of calling every single day. I only called Monday through Friday. So yeah, man, that's the goal for this week. I'll be honest, cold calling is very tough. I still have a lot of homework to do on my objection handling, just optimizing and so forth. But I'm trying to get more focused on the process and just making the dials before I get too caught up in results and doing too much analysis that really gets you kind of stuck. So that's week 1, man. If anybody has any questions, anything you guys want to see, let me know. Hopefully over the next week I'll have time to watch back all my recorded calls, because I recorded almost all 800 of those calls that we talked about. I just haven't had time to go back through them and chop it up and make it, somewhat entertaining to watch, because a lot of times it's boring as hell, if we're being real. So that's something I'm looking forward to making. But if anybody has questions or anything they want to see, let me know in the comments. And yeah, man, I'll see y'all next week for week 2.